We already did the Echo Doom tour. We did a little bit of Stars of Coup, so we're on pair. Havana Orisa 4.5k scrim. So we're going to go and eat our vegetables, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to be going over Orisa. Now, the good news is this is going to be GM Orisa, which means that there's going to be a lot more interesting discussion when I do coach. Because higher ranked players, more interesting discussion because we can talk more about macro, we can talk more about your role into the team, and especially because it is a scrim. Yeah, it's an actual scrim. So this isn't just ranked. This will be actually interesting to coach. More so than Orisa normally is, let's be honest with ourselves. I'm going to open up a loot box. I'm going to thank Mr. Grizo for the follow, and then we're going to get rolling. Nice. 2 blues, 2 whites, don't expect anything less, and we're going to get started. It works. Poggers. Blade Simulator 2020. Yeah. I mean, there's worse heroes to be meta, right? I love Genji. Genji's fun. I think Genji's kind of busted right now. I think his damage output is kind of silly. Genji is, in a way, actually screwing over Dive in a lot of ways because he puts out so much damage that it's like, it's really hard to stage as Monkey and D.Va versus a good Genji. Like, I talked about this on, when I talked about, like, how Orisa halt and how it kind of screws up staging Dive, but it's also just Genji screws up Dive. See, it's really, really strong. It's like these dichotomies of like how Brig enables and disables Dive and how Genji enables and disables Dive. It's really weird. Absolutely research Genji's planning on it. Okay. Hey, thank you. Thank you, lucky one. Oh, I'm sorry, Baggins, I forgot to message you. I have so many things to think about. I'm awful. I feel like you're like, Baggins is like my second wife now. I feel like I'm constantly failing to communicate things now. That's a really uncomfortable discussion. Okay, so we're going to be looking at pair. This is a fairly meta composition. So, does anybody in chat want clarification on why this is meta? Like these general comps, not the Widow necessarily, but like the Widow, Tracer, Ashe, Echo, whatever. Does anyone need clarification on why this is meta? Entire Boston Uprising team retiring after the last game? Yeah. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. I won't go into it today. Oh, yeah. I don't know if we're going to do community games today. We'll see. You're saying your second choice, not your first. Exactly. Pepper was just a little bit hotter than Baggins. Just a little bit. Combos, AoE thing, sustain. I mean, okay. So we'll talk about it really briefly. I don't want to go in super in-depth. The basic concept is this. Dive is good, but Dive still struggles to dive spam if spam has Brig in it. So spam is good as long as it has Brig. If spam does not have Brig, it is too easy to dive right now because Genji and Tracer are strong. Genji is just strong in general, so you play Genji, and then it's basically just what other DPS hero that you want. So you have spam with spam tanks with anti-dive / brawl support.
I don't know how bits work, but keep up the awesome streams.
Holy smokes, well you made it work that time. 500 bits. Thank you so much, man. Or woman, or however it may be. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Now keep up the awesome streams. What about these suboptimal streams? Because honestly, there's going to be an off day, right? Do I just leave those to the side? It seems like a little harsh. I don't really know where I'm going with this. We're just going to move on. But thank you for the bits. Anyway, basically, spam is strong. Orisa Sigma is strong, but they need a Brig. Because if they have Zen and Bap Zen, they're just going to get run over with Dive. Brawl has been nerfed enough with the specifically with the Mei nerfs so that Brawl without Mei struggles. Like Brawl just doesn't do super well at the spam without Mei, so it struggles. So spam is played, and spam with Brig Genji is played because Brig stops enemy team from running dive, and Genji is just really strong. Now your second DPS is where things get interesting. Ashe is obviously just really strong right now. She can help shut down echoes. She puts out a lot of damage that discourages teams from running Brawl, and also Ashe is not bad against dive. Ashe is fine against dive, but on a map like this where dive is going to really have a hard time staging anyway because it's so open, Widow is just better. So this is basically just anti-dive spam that has Brawl qualities, because Brig is pretty good at enabling her team Brawl. Like in the mirror, sometimes these actually look more like Brawl comps than not. But yeah. Okay, so your job as an Orisa here is to shield on your halt rotations, right? So that when you halt out, that you can attach spam damage and pressure with it, to synchronize your pressure with your team, and to aggressively hold space. This isn't a super passive composition in terms of Orisa play. So we'll go more into the micro as well because you are 4.5 or whatever. Whoops. We'll go more to the micro of your halts and stuff as well because, like I said, this is more higher rank, so we'll talk more about it. So this is not... Okay, this is okay, but like remember, every time you put out a shield or halt, there has to be a lot of pressure tied to it. So I hope that your Widow is peeking at the same time. She's not. That's unfortunate. Okay. Let me look at this as a whole. Yeah, see, this is not a great shield. What you would like to do is you would like to place... So what the Orisa is doing is really, really smart. You're at a significant disadvantage right now. Okay? So let me show you how this... Let me look at how this is going. Okay? What this shield does is this allows them to spam your shield without actually committing. So look at this really quick. Has the enemy team committed to this corner yet? Have they committed to pushing this engagement yet? I really wish Pear was in chat. I'm actually gonna message him to see if he's on. Give me 1 second, chat. I just DM'd him. Because this is kind of like high level stuff, and I would love for him to be in. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, but I am gonna pause intermittently to check my DMs to see if he's on. Okay. Chat, what I want you to think of is I want you to remove this archetype, this concept that Orisa just places shields off of cooldown and spams the enemy team and just hopes that something's gonna happen. Don't X things to the fall. You just, oh, I throw shield, team will spam, eventually we'll get a pick and I'm set up opportunities with ults. That's not how Orisa is played. Orisa, when she commits her shield, she better have the backup of her entire team. Because if she doesn't, she's in serious trouble. I want you legitimately, think of this way. I legitimately want you to think of Orisa's shield like Monkey Bubble. Where, think of it this way, if you were Monkey right here, would you commit Bubble on this corner right here? No, why? Because the enemy team's going to sit AFK, you're going to break your bubble, and they're going to push out and murder you, or you're going to have to jump away. Right? Hey, Dory? Wait, is this Korean Dory? Is this KR Dory? Yeah, I remember you. Good player. Aren't you not playing Overwatch anymore? Are you doing something else instead? No Overwatch? Good off tank. Hello, Evie. Thank you for the sub, mate. You're well. Or thank you, Lightwaves. Congratulations. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I want you to think of Orisa like Monkey. When the enemy team commits, or your team is ready to commit, then you throw shield. If you don't, then don't play shield. Right now, what is the enemy team doing? Is the enemy team committing right here, chat? Is the enemy team committing? No. You have nothing but a little bit of irrelevant Sigma spam coming on this corner. The Sigma's just playing it slow. You don't need a shield to deal with the Sigma. You're going to stand right here or right here. You're going to shoot the Sigma. Then as soon as the enemy team turns the corner and pushes into you, they're going to have to shield. Otherwise, the Widow's going to blow their heads off. And when they shield, you're also going to shield, and you can even push into them. Right now, you don't need the shield. There's no actual threat right now. Right? Just take some of the spam. If they shoot you a little bit here, tag you a little bit there, it's fine. There's no actual threat here. You don't need the shield right now. You're going to let them push and commit, and when they commit, you go. Or, if you wanted to do an aggressive play, like let's say you had like a bongo blade or a rally or something, you would go, all right guys, we're going to push past the corner. We're going to let them get close, and I'm going to walk out here and throw shield down and go into them, right this. But you never just shield the corner. You never just AFK and then shield the corner. Because look at this right now. The enemy team is in zero danger right now. Yes, they're going to take a little bit of Sigma shield spam. But heck, they don't even need to shield this. Like honestly, their Sigma doesn't need to shield this. They could walk back, shoot your shield for free without taking any damage, and then turn the corner and shield on you, and then what are you gonna do? Because you're committing your shield without actually committing anything, without them committing. They could break your shield for free, and then they could walk in and shield you and you have to back up space. Look what this Orisa's about to do. Look at this Orisa. Is this Orisa taking any serious damage? No. She's getting a little chip damage, but nothing serious. Now watch. If she doesn't get halted here, great shot by your Widow, but this Orisa screws up. If this Orisa walks forward and doesn't get halted, or turns her head, or does anything that a good Orisa should do, you guys are screwed right here. You are screwed. I do not want you to think of this like, we got the headshot, we win, I did a good job. No, you did a bad job. You got lucky. Our enemy Orisa screwed up, your Widow played well. This is bad. Should Red Orisa have fortified there? No. She should have taken... She turned the corner too early when she could have just shot shield here. She should have turned the corner and immediately shield. If you look at what the enemy Orisa does, she turns the corner without using shield. She doesn't need to be here to break shield. She can stand here and break shield. And she's safe from Widow. If she does that, she's not going to be missing 100 HP before the fight even starts. You see this? She's already 100 HP. Not only that, but look what this Orisa does. She doesn't turn her head. That's a great shot from your Widow, but you're going to turn your head. You don't need to fortify this. Even if your Widow body, even if the Orisa takes early spam here, if she turns her head, she's going to be half HP. She's going to be fine. Yep. So she poked early. She didn't turn her head, and now she's dead. Whereas right now, look. Do you feel how bad this would have been though? Yeah, their Sigma shield is a little bit more broken than yours, but only by a little bit. They have a 600 shield advantage over you right now, which in a spam era is massive. And right now, this Orisa could have turned the corner and lit you up. Force your Fortify in like half a second. You would have either had to commit with Fortify plus Lamp here, which they could have easily broken, and their Orisa just AFKs with a better Lamp right here and you die. Or you have to run away, which, as everybody knows, on this map, running away from this corner is misery. There's like nowhere to go. You go like to car here to here, it feels terrible. Like, Havana first defense can feel really messy sometimes because of that. So I know I'm kind of rambling on about this point, but the reason why I'm rambling on this is because this right now is everything about Orisa play in this meta. And honestly, just Orisa play at the highest tier, regardless of meta. This is everything about Orisa. Like, we'll talk about halts and stuff like that, but that's more self-explanatory. This is everything, is AFK, shield on engagement. You can throw a shield here early and spam, spam, spam. But as soon as the fight is about to start, just like any cooldown, Biotic Grenade, Deflect, Accretion with Sigma, you don't want to use it for meaningless spam. You want to use that on an actual engagement. Don't ramble. Ramble bad. Exactly. Pair is... Okay, he's in a pair is sadly in OD. Unfortunate. Okay, doesn't matter. The point is still is... Does everybody in chat understand what I'm saying? When he places shield here, where the enemy team can spam it without actually having to commit, they break the shield, and then they push out, and their shield is more aggressive and better. Whereas all you really need to do is AFK and wait for the enemy team to commit, and then you actually shield on their engagement. It's like, it would be the same thing as if Red Orisa had placed his shield like right here and spammed, and then tried to walk out. You wouldn't have been able to walk out, you would have had to wait for your next shield cooldown. Where do you want to use it? I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can place it here if you want to play more passive, because then the enemy team has to like turn the corner to spam it, and when they turn the corner, they're in your Widow and DPS LOS. Or you could actually, like I said, if you had like a rally, you wanted to go really aggressive, you could actually throw your shield in the middle of the enemy team and run into them. You could play fast, you could play slow, it doesn't matter. But there's a good shield with fast, there's a good shield with slow, and this is a bad shield either way. Same concept as waiting for enemy Ryan to push past choke before using shield. Yes, exactly. Exactly. If your team, Baggins, wants to spam them as they're walking up, then sure, you can use shield right in this corner and let your team spam them. But if your entire team is not spamming them and only like one person is, then you don't use any shield. Because they're going to 6v1 your shield. You just wait, 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 and then once they cross into territory that your team needs to protect and needs to defend, then you use your shield. It's the exact same thing. Use your cooldowns when your team can get value out of it. Exactly, Locky. If you see that the enemy Orisa places a shield that you can break without having to use your own shield, then just spam it and then walk forward and place your own shield, and they have to back off. Or they're at a significant disadvantage in the fight. See you, Cody. You guys got it. Shield is an investment. You need to get value out of it using a force aiming to make sure. Exactly. Either you go into them or they go into you, and then you shield. If you use it where they can break it without actually fighting, then you're in trouble. I do want to look at this halt, though. So, like, right now, it's fine to shield, because obviously you're going to get it back by the time the fight actually starts. This is not a fight actually starting right now. So, bad shield, lucky halt, and you continue to push with Fortify. This is fine. I don't really know why you did lamp, really wasn't necessary. Now, I'm going to shield here. This shield is a little better because your team can, like, wants to push. But honestly, at this point, if I were you, I would just, like, shield deep here. A little deeper. Because you want to be able to, like, you need to be able to spam them as they're backing off, yeah? You see, like this is not good. You're up 2 or 3. Obviously, you don't want to shield in the middle of the enemy team because you don't want to feed. But you do want to shield where your team can actually spam. This is not a shield where your team can actually spam. This is a team shield where your team has to continue to play passive when they don't want to play passive. Like, this shield should be here, right? Still protects you, but allows your team to actually shoot down this choke. So far, your shield placement has been F tier. Yeah, sure. Exactly, recently. That'd be fine. Where it is right now would have been fine. Right here. Okay, just spam, 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 spam. Now, oh, you did it again. You did it again. This is way too late, or too early, or both, to be doing it before the fight starts. Again, you see the problem, chat. You see this problem? They can break shield. Now, here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. If there is no door here, is this shield okay? If there's no door here, is this type of shield okay? Why? Yes, because for them to break that shield, they have to commit to the corner. Now, I would argue it's not amazing. Maybe you could play it a little further back, because technically they can still break it without fully peeking. You see this? Right, this little section right here. Like, you can see it right there. See that? But it would be okay. I mean, they'd maybe spam a little bit, and then they'd turn the corner, and you'd have shield again, right? But that's the thing. You want them to commit to the fight to actually be able to break your shield. If they can break your shield without committing to the fight, then they're in trouble. It's like these, Bryce, thanks for the fall. It's like these Bastion comps, you know? I used to play a lot of Zen, right? And the teams would play Bastion up here with like Orisa Sigma. And I remember being like, this is the freest thing in the world, unless they were playing like a Bastion Widow. Fukuru 11, thanks for the fall. If they're playing like a Orisa Sigma Bastion Junkrat or something like this, and they place their shields right here, I would sit and spawn as Zen and laugh. Because my team would just barely push cart, and I'd just AFK mouse one right here. And they could do nothing about it. And I'd just break their shields, and then they'd have to back off. And they'd use their cooldowns, and then they'd rotate back here, but then they had to use all their cooldowns, and then we'd just push out and kill them. Why? Because they were committing cooldowns when I didn't have to do anything. I could just stand AFK and shoot shield. Now, if they'd been smart, a Bastion comp would play like, you know, here or something. Or maybe like they would hide behind a corner and then like maybe drop out, right? That way that we couldn't do anything to them until the Bastion could kill us. Right? Same kind of concept here. You don't want them to be able to spam your shield before the fight starts. You really don't. And this is a good reminder for every hero. Winston's, Reinhardt's, even Balls. Don't let them force you out before the fight starts. You could fit in another rank match wrap, definitely. Maybe shield further back, sure. Because like even right here, really, how much value do you think this halt's gonna get? Like, clearly you're windowing here. But is this the best place to window, chat, do you think? Chat, let's put it this way. If you are going for an aggressive window here, where do you want to window? Where do you want to window? Is this the spot where you want to window? At the corner. Why at the corner? Further forward. Exactly. If you window here, where are they going to go? Inside, where you can continue to shoot them from here? If you window here, they can lamp here, and you can't really break the lamp. Like, and there's not as long of a sightline, right? So this is just kind of a weird halt. I also want to talk about micro. Because I'm no longer with Uprising Academy, I can give you all the secrets to this meta. You do not halt generally. It's good to mix it up, but I would say 60-40, 70-30, you do not halt with your window. What I would want you, occasionally you do, just to mix it up, but I do not like it. What I like you to do is I'd like you to window, right now, shoot. This Sigma is going to grasp immediately. You're going to halt now, pull rock, Genji dash, whatever. What do they have against halt now? If you halt here, you're going to kill 4 people. Chat, do you understand this? Shields are dead. You just force Sigma grasp. He's going to get rocked. You're going to halt, you're going to rock it, and then they're all going to die. If your window is well placed, you do not need halt to set it up. You need halt to force their shields, to force a little bit of panic, and then you halt them and kill them. Like, I get why people use halt. Obviously, it's to try and pull more targets into the window. But the problem is that generally shields alone plus Sigma grasp are going to cancel the value of the halt. Initially. But if you go window, halt, rock, it's over. You're going to kill a lot of people. And you will see this at the Overwatch League level. If you're planning on using the shield and the enemy team comes around the corner, is it worth waiting for the enemy team in the corner before placing the shield? It can be. If there's a place where you can, like right now, this would be a good, like a cut, like let's put it like right 3, 2, you could 100% sky shield this. So you could sky shield it, launch it up in the air, and it comes back like, was it 3-4 seconds later? That would be fine. Because then you could get your shield back a little bit sooner. It's okay. You can place your shield early, but only if they can't break it without committing. If that makes any sense. Because like if he shields the floor right now, and like let's say they can't shoot it through here, let's say this is blocked off, then it would be great because you get the shield, they have to turn the corner, they break your first shield, and then you immediately have another shield. So I don't want you to hold on to your shield unless they can break it without turning the corner, if that makes sense. If they could break your shield with that from any, there's no place that you can put the shield that they can't break it without committing, then you hold on to it. If there is a place that you can break it where they have to commit, then you can place an early one, you can sky shield, whatever. Yep, sky shields are very useful. So anyway, I don't like your micro with this window. I don't like the positioning. I don't like the timing of your halt. And looky here. Nothing. You don't even force lamp. You force fortify and double shields and shift. Which is fine, but that's not good enough. You want to be winning. Like the interesting thing about this composition is that every ultimate, bongo, sit, flex, blade, BAP window, rally, is it can be a team fight winning ultimate if used executed properly with halt. It's good that we're not shielding right now. This is good. Now I don't know if if it's a good idea to be aggressive in this location, and I don't know if this is something that you should be doing in general because you haven't even forced lamp yet. Now thankfully your widow does kill their widow, but this is a better. I don't like this engagement. I don't like this plan. But if you're going to do this, this is the type of shield management that I like to see, where you didn't shield, shield in, and engage. You guys see what I'm saying? I mean, maybe you even timed this around their Orisa shield. Did their Orisa shield and then you reactively shielded? Because their Orisa might have messed up. Yeah, so their Orisa messed up. So now, look at this chat. Because their Orisa did a very passive shield, look at this. We're completely bypassing the value of that Orisa shield. That Orisa shield is worthless right now. Almost completely worthless. You guys see that? I don't really agree with the plan, but in terms of the micro, that's good. That's good Orisa play. That was much better than what we've seen. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Prepare is not in chat right now. If this in this situation, both things use defensive goal at the same time, following grass. Yes, because Fukuru, sometimes you're aiming not to just catch the Orisa, you're aiming to catch the BAP, the Brig. If if the Orisa fortifies and you don't halt her, whatever. No sweat off your nose. You got other stuff to go. Okay. But this is why when people say stuff like, oh, Orisa's a brain dead hero, yes, she can be played in a brain dead manner, but at the pro level, she's very advanced. There's a lot of this shield is okay. Again, they kind of have to commit to the corner to break it. It's fine. That's good. It's fine. That's unfortunate. Halt now. Ah, that was a really, really, really unfortunate blade. You guys needed to... I know it would have felt bad, but you guys really needed to sync that blade pull better. Not so much in your end, though. So right now, shield. He gets bashed. Now this is where you need the halt. You see what I'm saying? Like, this halt needs to be fat. And unfortunately, he dashes out and gets poked out. Yeah. Another thing about halt with blade is you always halt a little bit later. Same reasoning. They're going to use cooldowns, whatever. And obviously the unsheathing animation of Genji is not something... You don't want to halt and then blade. You want to blade, Ruji no Kima, and then as he's dropping the blade, the halt is executed. That last fight, I don't know if that fight was winnable with the bongo, but I don't blame you for committing it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the last little bit there. All your cooldown usage was good. Exactly. Orisa is like I used to whenever I talk with Uprising Academy, I'd always say this comp is a dive comp, guys. You need to use all your cooldowns together at the same time. And that's really any meta. It needs to be played like that if you're playing it at the top level. But with the Orisa rework, it's more and more punishing for teams that aren't synchronized with how they're doing their cooldowns. Like if you're not shielding and engaging with your team at the same time, then your shield's just gonna break and then you're gonna lose. It's way more obvious now that shields have lower HP cooldowns. I think the Sigma and Orisa, Orisa's a little dull to play, but they are way more interesting than they used to be. Again, like, I'm a little concerned about your shield here, but it's better. Like, this is better. Do you see how, like, you're actually getting value out of your shield now? Like, it's a little awkward because I know you wanted to push in harder than you did, which means the shield isn't perfect, but you are shielding on the engage. And look at what has been forced. Look at what happens on a macro scale. You push in, you shield, and you can still use it. And you can use the shield. The shield is still finding value. And now the shield breaks, but you still have Fortify, and you're about to have shield again. So now you're going to shield in there. Again, another very useful shield. I'm not going to talk a lot about like the micro itty gritty, but overall, this is so much better. And you still have Fortify. That's a really bad lamp, though. I don't know what forces this lamp. It might be that your backline was low. But you really would have not liked to have not used lamp there. Because you still had Fortify. Your Widow just gets domed. I mean, not a lot in your end there. That was an unfortunate fight. I will, if you guys want to, maybe tomorrow, maybe when my coach supers Blade, well, I don't know. In this meta, there's a very specific micro when it comes to Genji Blade. It's very complicated. Well, it's not very complicated. It is somewhat complicated, and it's very difficult to execute. But there is a very specific way to Blade in this meta. It's very hard to do. Depends on the meta. Black Dracon. With Ash meta, so like right now, you really want to make sure that your halts are tied to dynamites as much as you can. Which means that you're going to halt not off of cooldown. But as you can see here, it'll be more like you'll wait a couple seconds every time you halt for it to match dynamite. In metas, like if you're playing Widow Genji, There's not really a whole lot you need to tie to halt outside of rock. So you can halt pretty much off of cooldown, unless you're saving it for an ultimate or somebody's 95% or they're waiting to set up a play. Alright, so let's see what we do here. Question is, yeah, see, this is bad. What's the problem here, chat? Now, again, I'm not critiquing Pear's micro so much here because I don't know what his team communication is like, but what's the real problem that you guys see here? Like, I mean, a significant problem. That, again, might not be Pear's fault, but we need to figure it out because this is a scrim bot, so we can be a little bit more nitpicky. Shields being stacked is okay. Yeah, exactly. We've got AFK Ashe, AFK Genji. Your shields, regardless of the bongo, are going to be absolutely melted. And who is getting value out of these shields? Is your Ashe getting value out of these shields? Is your Genji getting value out of these shields? And when I say value, I don't mean are they shooting behind your shields. Your Ashe could be getting value out of the shields by positioning here. Why? Because she could be shooting for free, knowing that they're all shooting your shields instead of shooting her. But if your shields break, and you back out, and then Ashe peeks, then she's worthless. If Genji tries to go in and look for a dash, like an aggressive play here, he can't do that if you don't have shields that you're baiting attention from. This shield plus halt play is making the enemy team look at you, which allows the Ashe and Genji to play in angles, right? You are committing to your shield here, and your DPS are, this is literally a 4, or even worse, like your BAP doesn't really have good angle either. This is like a 3v6 right now. It's like a 3v6. You, your Sigma, and arguably your Brig are doing something, because Brig just can't do anything here. Neither can their Brig. But, like, let's look at their DPS. Genji's doing something, right? He's got an angle, right? He's going to have an angle. Their Widow's doing something, right? You're going to lose, regardless of the bung or no. This is not going to work. You're either going to get blown up, or you're going to get nothing done. And I don't even know what you're halting here. I assume this is a window. No, you're not. I have no idea what that halt was supposed to be. So what I really want you to do here is I want you to wait out this bongo as long as you can. I want you to push out shield, BAP window. Okay? You're in a BAP window. And then you're going to halt, like, right here. As soon as that Orisa shield breaks, you're gonna halt. So, like, window and then halt like a second later. And then you're gonna get a fat pull and kill the backline. I really don't want you, and then I want you to use your fortify, whatever you have to do. I don't want you to have to use your, you really want to try and save your defensive cooldowns here. So let's see what happens here. BAP window right now. BAP window. Worthless. Worthless halt. Absolutely worthless. Does absolutely nothing. Now you're going to have to lamp this. There's just no option. You're going to have to lamp this. And that's dangerous. That's concerning, right? They're going to have flux. But you might be able to get a pick here that evens this thing up, and you still have rally to play around with. But this halt does nothing. The shield timing is good. Your Genji should be in position to do something. Your Ashe is shooting through shield. So your shield timing is good. But what the heck is this halt? Do you just think that Sigma's not going to shift that? I mean, heck, even if the placement of your halt was bad, if I remember correctly. Let me look at it again. Can you just shoot it right at them? What? What does this accomplish? Terrible halt, dude. Absolutely terrible. There's your lamp. That's good. Their lamp is worse. So what you probably have to do here, you're gonna need to touch with your own rally. Yeah. That's why, yeah, okay. I didn't really like that shield very much. I would have liked you to walk in a point and shield because you knew you had to touch, but whatever. Good halt. It's a nice halt. Gonna set things up nicely. Bongo, Flux. Why did you fortify? Did you fortify? Waste fortify here? It looks like you did. That's a bad shield. Definitely a bad shield. You shield and then you just walk past it. Yeah, you fortify nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a Genji Blade, mate. You have 525 HP. You can reactively fortify. You're gonna be okay. So you waste your fortify and now you're in trouble. Now you're in serious trouble. Good. May not get punished for it. You need to play very conservatively here. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. So, still problems on the shield placement timing. Even this shield here is not good. It's more of like a proactive shield instead of like waiting to actually push. Catamount, thank you for the fall. Like, what is this split, guys? You guys see this split? Wait, where is it? Right here. Right there. What is this? This is like a flipping Grand Canyon. What's going on here? I looked at myself. I'm like, what is this? So we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this quickly. Okay, now I'm not. Well, guys, I'm one of the 1971's housewives. Wait. There's got to be a 1970s housewife, big hair. Here we go. Oh, I found another. Here you go. Who wore it better, guys? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm feeling a little bit, a little jealous right now. It's a little jealous. Anyway, where should he shield here? I mean, you know you're up a bunch. This is the same thing that happened on first, where you shielded around the corner and then push past the shield. Right now, just hold your shield. Oh wait, no, before that. But yeah, why are you shielding here? Just wait, 5 seconds. Wait till you drop a little bit of HP. Your map will heal you back up again. He could have shielded like here. Been way better. Yeah. This shield is probably fine because you're probably going to have it again by the time the fight actually starts, but... Alright, now we AFK. Now we AFK. I can smell a shield coming out here, and it's going to make me really angry. Because you have... like, what are you doing with it? Here it comes, here it comes. What are you doing? What are you going to do with it? What's the plan? You're reloading. Do you not see a problem with this? You're reloading and you're shielding. Just wait 1 second. And no. This is what I'm talking about. Do you not see the problem with this? You shield, you get meaningless spam, do nothing with it, and then you pull Flux with 5 seconds to a new shield. Do you not see the problem with this? This is how you die as Orisa. This shield is good. This fortify is not, but this shield is good. But the one prior to that was absolutely abominable. Chat, do you understand what I'm talking about, right? And now you're about to, you almost got punished there for not having fortify. Like, I commend you on your aggression, but it is disturbing how often that aggression always has to follow a nail-biting engagement where you should have died because you try to run out and take space without a shield. It's literally, I have shield, I engage. I have shield, I engage. Treat your Orisa shield like monkey jump. You don't use it flippantly right before a fight starts. You need to know, what are we doing? Even if it's just, guys, we have no ultimate, so we're just going to go a normal halt spam. We're going to throw out a halt there, maybe get a halt dynamite, you know? Or we're going to throw our shield down and spam their shields. That's fine. That's an engagement. But this engagement here was directly before you decided to go in with your Flux.
I have shield, I engage.
Exactly. Yeah, Zon knows all about shielding, right, brother? Right? This is the equivalent of in Lord of the Rings Online using like a force taunt on trash directly before you get into a big boss fight, like 5 seconds before, and then you don't have the force taunt for the big boss. You're like, why did you just use that when you need that 5 seconds later? Like right now, you're clearly we're planning a flex play, so why are you shielding when you're going to be needing shield in 3 or 4 seconds? If you play MMOs, you know what force taunts are. It's not just a Lord of the Rings Online thing. This is probably fine. It's meaningless spam. You're going to have it by the time the fight actually starts. This next shield needs to be good, though, because the fight's about to start. Spilo knows what it is, and that's what it counts. That's right. Do you see what their Sigma is doing? Do you see how stupid he is? Do you see the problem? Chat, we're going to coach the Sigma here. What is the Sigma doing wrong? What is this Sigma doing wrong? That's interesting, Son. Yes, he's wasting shield HP. You can see it. Look at his screen. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues, and he's 1 red. And now watch what this Orisa does. They go in with BAP window, and Sigma is backing out because the moron just used all of his shield HP directly before they actually engaged. This is the same concept that you, as Orisa, must attest to. Look at that. The window gets no follow-through. They're getting 0 damage is being done through that window. Now, I don't want to talk about like what you guys are doing right now because it kind of looks like you guys are lost. But regardless, they're getting nothing out of the window. Look at your HP. Not even a lamp. Not a fortify. There's nothing. All right. You guys really need to do like an aggro play though. This wasn't gonna work unless you guys inted, because they had like 1, 2, 3, 4 ults, and you guys had 1, you know? So either you needed to play extremely fast, or you guys needed to play like super far high grounds and just play to survive, because look at what you have now. You're close to Flux, you have Bongo, you have Blade, you have Rally, but you didn't have it yet, so you needed to play very slowly or very fast. Either play slowly to try and build your ultimates in a safe location, decrease out everything if you fall, or you play so fast that you win before they could even ult. So, overall plan, not good there. Yeah, the window was bad. Window in every regard, team and individual, was bad. Okay. Little spam here. Be careful, please. Do not get your cooldowns forced. Where did your shield go? Did your shield just melt? Did your shield literally just get one shot? Where did your shield go? Well, you haven't even placed it yet. Are you daft? You just placed Bongo. Shield your Bongo. Oh, my okay, I mean, okay, that's fine. Do you notice how, like, even though you're shielding very passively here, you shield in reaction to them pushing into your sightline, which is why they get blown up? Do you see this? Do you see why this is actually kind of sketch for Team Red? I want you to, like, pause at this frame right here, because this is a perfect example of why they struggle. What is a problem with what Team Red is doing here right now? It's not a problem, it's just a danger. There's nothing wrong with pushing this aggressively. I would argue that Team Red's timing to push aggressively is poor, because they've got this, you know, and this. But, like, do you see a problem with the way this is set up right here? Let me zoom out. So this should make things very clear. Nice, son. That's cool. It's probably not surprising, though, sadly. Yeah, this is kind of a cool screenshot. Right, you're turning the corner into the enemy's corner, and your DPS aren't set up to push that. Like, the Genji's not over here, the BAP isn't getting out of spam, so they're walking into you, and you're going to place your shield down right now. This is what you should have been doing right here on Havana First. This is textbook counter-engage. They push into your space, you reactively shield, and bully them back out. Except they get punished for it because they're pushing into your DPS LOS. Because your DPS can see them when you wait for them to push through. Their Orisa gets way too greedy with her push because she's got 2 in spawn, basically. So aggressive engages don't work if you don't have any follow-through. So. Nice. Exactly. Redbird gets pushing cart, all that stuff. Boo. I don't like the shield. This is too... Yeah, see, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is not... You're too close for an early spam shield. Look at it. This is it. This is it right here. You see this? They can spam your shield from spawn. Then walk out, place their shield, your shield is broken, so what do you have to do? You get halted, there's a window now, but because you have no Orisa shield to shoot through the window, what do you think you and your Sigma are about to do? Any guessers? Any guessers in the chat? You're the one using the window, and you're about to hide. Did you guys see that? Hide. They had to hide. Now they're Genji feeds, but there actually was a moment where they were windowing and their Orisa Sigma were backing behind a corner. Unbelievable. Don't shield. Don't shield. Don't do it. Don't. Sky shield it, maybe, but don't do a normal shield. No. Okay, their Orisa commits shield too, so that's good. But you got lucky their Orisa shielded. Okay, by the way. Alright, quiz time. Quiz time! Is it better in an engagement when 2 teams are going after each other to shield first or shield last? Is it better? Is it better? Like, let's go back to this little fight here. Let's go back to this little fight here. Right? Should pair try and shield first or shield last? Now notice when I say first or last, I'm assuming that they're both well-placed shields. That pair is not going to stick a shield here and let it get broken, right? But that they're is Team Red's shield better? Ignore his team's position. Assume they're all positioned better. First or last? Why? It's a trick question. It absolutely is a trick question. Think of it this way. Is it better to lift heavy weights or light weights? Is it better to lift really heavy weights or really light weights? It depends. Now, generally, if you want to get stronger, if you want to get more value out of your weight training, you're going to lift heavy. But what happens if you lift too heavy? What happens if you get a weight that's too heavy? Or if you're not very good with your form? Or if you screw up the execution? What's going to happen? You're going to hurt yourself. Yeah, you're going to hurt yourself. Or you're going to go so heavy that, you know, it's at that point, it's not even really, it's just throwing weight around. You're not actually specifically training anything. You're just throwing weight around. So when you try and shield second, if you wait too long, or if you always shield second, what happens if a Widow headshots you before you shield? What happens if you wait too long to shield and you're forced to fortify and shield at the same time? Like, oh, fortify, shield. Then you're in trouble, right? Then any value that you got out of shielding second is gone because you got put into a bad spot because you waited too long. Right? You waited too long. It's the same thing as the Zarya bubbles. Dress recently is on the right path. It's not about who shields first or shields second. It's about who gets more value out of their shield. Like right now, this shield from Churro is fine. The only real problem about it is the fact that his team isn't there to follow up. The placement of the shield is fine. He's just going in too aggressively right now. Your shield is, if anything, a little late. but it's also fine, right? Did either placement of shield have any dramatic impact on how this fight came out? No. They're both good shields. They both were well placed by either thing. It didn't really matter that pair shielded first or second. It didn't matter. They both found equal value. Remember, it's not about who places first or second. It's about which one gets value. The only little thing that's worth thinking about, chat, can you think of one little reason why I think shielding second when you can is slightly better? Obviously depends on the entire, there's macro circumstances that are way more important, but assuming everything else is equal, shielding second is slightly better. Can anybody tell me why? It's the same reason why shield hopping as Reinhardt is good. Fukuru's got it, yes. Because if you take a little bit of damage before you shield, not lethal damage, not fortify worthy damage, but if you take a little bit of damage before you shield, your Inspire, your BAP AoE healing can heal it back up again before your shield breaks again. So in other words, if this Orisa shields at full HP, the shield's going to break and then she's going to start taking damage. But if you're the Orisa, you use your body as a shield for a split second, maybe you take 150, 200 damage, and then you shield afterwards, you've basically added 100 and 150 of your own blood and tears into the effective shield HP and given it an extra boost. So it's like Orisa HP plus shield is your defensive capability, whereas if they shield at full HP, they're only getting the 600 shield out of it. Because when you're shielding, your BAP can be shooting their shield and healing you at the same time. But if you've not taken any damage because you shielded so fast, then your BAP isn't min-maxing. You guys understand? So you're min-maxing. If you take a little bit of damage and then shield, your BAP can do shoot, heal, shoot, heal, shoot, heal, shoot, heal, and be basically healing you back up to full so that when your shield breaks again, you've been able to last a little bit longer. It's like a more efficient use of your resources. It's like why I was talking about the Ryan shield dance, right? You can't heal shield HP, but you can heal Ryan HP. So if your Ryan is shield hopping, takes 50 damage every time he drops his shield, on a shoots once, he's gonna save his shield HP, and any damage that he takes is just gonna get healed up anyway. It's not really a concern for him to take a little bit of damage. Whip shot, but also I want you to actually pay it. Like, look at this engagement right here. Do you see this? Do you have any questions why Orisa or why Brig would find value in something like this? Do you see? Let's go back to the previous fight. You see? This is normal for this composition. Well, I mean, to be fair, you see Orisa Sigma, you just automatically assume long range. But this is pretty standard. Like, especially when you're playing Genji Brig, this is pretty standard. No, most of the fights have included some variation of brawl. If we go back to the fight before that, there's the flux. But look, do you see what Pear's doing here? Look at this. This is the fight before. I wonder if Brig would get value out of this. You see? What about this? What about the fight before? Do you see? They're cleaning up. What do you think? What about this? This is the only quasi, but even this, do you see this? And there you go. Go back another fight. Here we go, again. You see? It's like 4 fights in a row. Previous fight. Okay, fine. There's the flux. They try and press W. They mess up. Right here. This is where Brig should be inting right here. Brig should be playing more aggressive than she is. She's peeling the Genji. But, like, this is where Brig gets fired. Like, generally, this composition is played like dive, brawl, spam. This is the most unusual composition that has been played in Overwatch meta ever since GOATS. Without exception. It's a bizarre comp. I would argue that's even weirder than the brief Bastion meta that we had towards the end of Season 2. Everything devolves to dives, or brawls, generally. And if you play it spammy, then you're going to lose to just raw spam. The only other reason I would add why Brig is being played is, besides the fact that these just evolved to brawls, is because if you don't play Brig, if you play Bap Zen, you're going to lose to dive. Or you're going to just lose to spam with Tracer and Genji. Because you can play it like a spam comp, fine. Yeah, it will function, but you're going to lose to teams that are going to be brawling, basically. Or you'll lose to teams that just go better spam. Sigurissa, well, here's what happens. As soon as Sigurissa sees you on Reinhardt, they revert back to playing spam. They revert back to shooting shield, halting the Reinhardt away, spamming, and then once the Reinhardt finally does get... So, like, let's pretend that this is a Reinhardt comp, right? Spam. This is a Reinhardt. Spam. That Reinhardt shield is low. They've used all their matrix. The Reinhardt turns the corner, and he's got no shield, and the Orisa just walks into him with double shield and fortify. And Genji right-clicking the Reinhardt. And then if the Orisa needs help, Orisa fortifies. And if Orisa needs more help, she has land. And all the while the Brig is going, you know? It's basically the fact that there is enough spam damage from this composition that you just can't play, oh, just play Reinhardt into it. There's certain maps, like, you guys know what Oasis University is, the one with a little hole in the middle? Reinhardt comps are pretty good there, because it's really easy to close the distance without taking damage. Reinhardt on Lijiang Tower Control Center, Orisa Reinhardt. Probably, I don't think playing this comp would be that good on that. You could play it, it just wouldn't be as good. But most maps, with any decent space, this comp can win. This comp is extremely versatile, yes. It really only takes a couple of swaps, if even that, to deal with anything. You might swap your Widow to like a Tracer and Ashe, but basically, Bap, Brig, Genji, Orisa, Sig, that you don't need to swap those heroes, like against anything. What do you call it? Bulletproof Irishman? I don't know. What do you call what? Ricochet? You idiot. I'm sorry if I've missed any questions or anything. No, that's a hot take there, Black Dracon. The only reason that this is as interesting as it is because this is like scrims at a high GM level. Any hero at a high GM level in scrims is interesting to review. Orisa's no exception, but she's not exceptional, if that makes any sense. Interesting halt. By interesting, I mean bad. Again, I just, like, they commit shield too, and we get down that rabbit hole of who shields first, who shields second, but, like, this is unnecessary. They have to come out of spawn. Why would you waste this here? Let your Sigma spam a little bit, but don't let them break your shield from spawn. I mean, that right there is, in a nutshell, why you're an idiot. And now you're gonna get halted, and now you're gonna die. They're not even gonna halt you. Okay, they're gonna go for your Genji instead. This shield's fine. And you're dead. Again, the value of the Brig, right here. It devolves into a brawl. Don't tell me you guys actually lose this. You guys lose this. Spawn advantage, obviously. By the way, I actually had this question from, I don't remember, somebody sent me a clip. Was it you, Black Dracon? I can't remember who it was. Might have been you. Do you remember, was it you, Black Dracon, that sent me the spawn camp video? Yeah. If it's overtime, spawn camping here is actually bad if you can't cleanly win the fight. Because they have respawns, like you'd never win. Because your respawns are a mile away and those are close. Why are you guys laughing? It was not a funny joke. Okay, so you guys need to build your rally. Please don't take the health pack. You really needed to build rally. It infuriates me when teams lose fights because they didn't just take 2 seconds to build an ultimate. Take damage for your Brig. It's 1 armor pack. Biscuit OW, thank you for the fall. And you're going to have a rally for this next fight. 1 armor pack. This is fine. I mean, again, you're committing shield and you're committing halt, and your Genji's in position, your ball's in position, and your team is in position. This is fine. Shield's fine. You're getting meaningful spam off of it. And now you rally, instead of actually being able to push in with rally. Yeah. Okay. Major issues. Chat. You coach. What are the major issues here that this Orisa needs to work on? Major issues. Nah, that's such a cop-out. Shield placement and fortify usage, okay. Details. As quickly as you can, but actually explain it. Using abilities with intent, sure. Shield timing, yeah, I like that better. Shield timing is way more telling. It's way more, it gives you way more information. Might stay around, yeah. It's a good emote, you're welcome. Tempo timing, sure. The timing of the shield, sure. Those are good. I think the timings of the shield, and then I would say how he or she is using their halts in combination with windows. That sounds like a nitty-gritty thing, but that is an ult that comes up literally every other fight, and if you use your halts better, it's a team. You can win fights off of it. Okay, that is all. I like the aggression, but your shield usage, shield timing needs work, and your halts around really everything, but specifically, not around everything. Your flexes are fine. Your blades seem to be okay, but specifically around your back windows. Okay. We will take a pause. I have a lot of messages. Okay. Guys have any questions before we move on to the next VOD? Yeah, Fortify was mostly a result of him being bad with his timings. The one Fortify he did waste, the only Fortify he actually that was really bad was the Fortify on end of second when he dropped. He was rallied and he fortified a blade. That wasn't even going for him when he had 530 HP. That was really bad, but that was the only real fortify error. With the current tank play and Overwatch League moving towards die, would you say that ladder meta and GM will follow it soon? I think it's only because of the bans. I don't see... Like, what was banned? What was banned? I don't remember. Yeah, it's because Orisa was banned. Yeah. Because Orisa banned, that's why you're playing dive. If Orisa's not banned, you go right back to the same meta. We played this in trials. That same comp, even post Brig nerf, was still good. I think dive is better than it used to be after the Brig nerf, because it's less reliable to counter dive with armor pack. But dive still struggles with the identity crisis of what's your support lineup. That's still an issue with dive, because you still play Brig and dive. So like when Brig's nerfed, dive is hurt, spam is hurt, but spam is hurt a little bit more than dive. So dive is a little bit better, but still not a lot better. Yeah, Winston Sigma. We talked a lot about that yesterday. Winston Sigma is a decent comp, depending on the map. Balzari is fine. Balzari, there's a lot of tank combos that are quote-unquote good. Teams have gotten to be a lot more flexible. So, Like they've figured stuff out, like what actually works or what doesn't work, and teams have more opportunities to play to their to chat. I literally do you guys see this? Okay. Anyway. Yeah, Zarya Ball's pretty good. Zarya Ball is pretty good, especially if you have a good Doomfist player, because then you got 2 people to bubble. I mean, in my opinion, since the significant May nerfs, I think Overwatch League and even Contenders meta has been really fun to watch. We had Spam, we had Briggs and Dive, we had some Sombra comps showing up. We had some like Kree Torb with Rein Zarya that was pretty good for a while. We've had a lot of like even the Genji spam was with Bat Brig is pretty cool to watch. There's a lot of Orisa, which you saw my tweet. I think that they need to adjust, but I'm not even complaining that much. It's been fun to coach and fun to watch for months now. Last 4 months, I would say. Ever since the May Brawl stuff got kicked out, it's been fun to watch. When you need to, Blacktron, when you need to. You kind of have to use your judgment. Like when if I don't stop cart, we're not gonna get another fight, or if I don't stop cart, they're just gonna cap, basically. How would I make Orisa fun if you nerf? No idea. I am not a balance or game developer, so I would have to sit and think about that a lot longer, and I don't really care enough to think about it. I'm one of the critics. I get credit for griping and pointing out problems, but I don't get any credit for suggesting solutions. Yeah, I'm not that intelligent. But my point is to make a suggestion and then hope that somebody acts up on it. But because I don't have a suggestion, I'm not going to gripe about it. So I'm just pointing out the error. Okay. But yeah, that's that right there is 4.5k Orisa gameplay. That's you know, top tier Orisa gameplay. That's about as almost as high of an SR as you can get. Kind of want Orisa to be hit scan, to be honest. Huh. I haven't really thought about that. She does have a weird way of handling things for sure. Oh my gosh, we're back in Havana with our next VOD. That'd be so broken. I mean, they'd scale it accordingly, I'm sure. It would actually be... it would be weird, because Orisa should be much better at range, but should be a lot worse in close range, because I imagine that they'd have to nerf the damage to compensate, which means that in like raw Orisa versus Rein or raw Orisa versus Winston or whatever, she would do less damage. Because it's not hard to aim with Orisa in close range. It's the hard range, long range, that the projectile becomes more difficult. But I'm not sure. Put a Bastion on her arm, get rid of her other abilities. Yeah, I'm not sure. So far, I think Blizzard's reworks have been relatively successful. Symmetra, I still don't like her turrets, but much more interesting than she used to be. Torbjorn, still don't like turrets, but much more interesting than it used to be. Orisa, the rework on the shield that forced her to play more like a Winston, where you have bursts of high value and then you're low down, like you have downtime. I love that. Like there should be downtime with tanks in Overwatch. I think that's just a good concept. Sigma reducing his shield, it's fine. I think who else got quote unquote reworked. I don't like the Genji changes as much. The deflect change was just dumb as rocks. I don't know why they did that. I think the Sombra rework was good, taking her away from basically AFK farming ult charge through health packs. That was dumb. Roadhog was, I guess, better. I don't know. Oh yeah, Brig rework, very good. Mercy, yeah, I like current Valk way better than Mass Res. D.Va, I didn't play it back when the original D.Va, so I can't really comment on that. Hanzo rework was good too, because Scatter was stupid, but it took them way too long to figure out. Hanzo was busted for way too long. Yeah. Moira is by far the #1 hero that needs a rework the most right now. And I'm saying that not from a pro standpoint, because she doesn't have a huge impact on pro play, but she is just a miserably designed hero. Okay. We're gonna coach some GM Widow, mid GM Widow, 4.3, 4.2k Widow. And I pray for you because you are playing up against Sycamore, who is a very good EU hit scan. So this is gonna be tough. Why? Why Frosted? Why? You gotta. What? Berglund. That name sounds familiar, but I don't know him super well. But yeah, you're gonna be dealing with some doo doo, because he is a very good Widowmaker. The biggest thing I can tell you with Widowmaker, the two things that you should be thinking about, more important than literally anything else, are number one, angle. Number two, hide and seek. That's it. Like, if you nail those two things, you've already accomplished like 85% of what's important for Widowmaker. Yeah, it's actually Psycho. Yeah, the Hanzo rework was weird. Changing Stormbow to 60 damage, lowering his projectile speed. I get the projectile speed nerf. Maybe they nerfed it a little too hard, but I really didn't like the Stormbow to 60 damage. Leaving it at like 70 made more sense. Like, I get he was really strong for a long time, but they made him really trashed here. Like, 4 body shots to get a kill with Stormbow? It just seems absurd to me. Yeah. I don't think they did a good job with the Hanzo rework. Either iteration. He was either too strong, or now he's garbage. Hey, Arho. Yeah, I don't know. I know the Stormbow is not a popular ability, though, so I can understand. Surprise. Nice. Nice. This angle is fine. Whoa, nice. I hope you're spamming the I need healing button. Unfortunate. You're on a kind of tunnels. Okay, nice little angle there. The good use of the Venomine. You did your best to get away from Genji, hit a couple good shots. Not a lot to say there. Yeah, maybe they could just dump his secondary ability entirely. Like, he already has lunge. Like, that's new for him. So, like, let him have lunge, let him have Sonic, and, wall climb, and then maybe buff his projectile speed. I mean, that would be interesting. Maybe they could, I don't know. I mean, that seems to be enough character variety. How am I doing, Chief? I'm doing pretty well, thanks. Should Venomine be used reactively? You should avoid it. No, you should always try and be proactive with it, but just be aware that it does make noise. I don't really like that peak there. Remember when there's a defending Widow, which this Sycamore is a defending Widow right now because they've taken space. As attack and defense has very little to do with who's technically an attack or defense. It's about who's actually holding the space. Sycamore is holding the angle, right? So she could be literally anywhere, and she's going to be peeking in one of basically 3 spots. Window here, or window here. Probably not here. She doesn't expect you to be here because you're not a stupid Widow, okay? Well, you might roll out here to get some advantage of early shield, but that would mean you'd have to off angle late, which would be awkward. So if she has the advantage of being literally anywhere and only looking in one of a couple of spots, and you are in one of those spots, but you have to check here, you have to check there, check there, check here, you have to check here, you have to check here, you have to check there, you have to check here, 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 and she just might be behind Rhine Shield. It's not a good advantage. So generally what I want you to do is when you're retaking a space, let your tanks start to do something, and I want you to peek late. Peek late. Peek late once your tanks have actually baited attention. That way there's distractions, and so your Widow isn't, like, you know, obviously all in the same spot. Okay. Okay. And so far this is really good. You changed your angle. You peeked at an aggressive angle, but at an aggressive angle where their Widow could not contest you. And you could see the entire team, but the Widow literally couldn't do anything without feeding. This is really good. Now I want you to place your Venomine It's way too early, honestly. That's a bad sights from Sycamore. She's basically, I almost said Sycamoring. She's sighting in spawn. Okay, so what? Like, your teammates aren't brain dead. They're not going to be peeking this for the next 5 seconds anyway. So if you know that, we all know the whole, everybody heard the joke, not the joke, but the big brain thing that Nixel always did. They always counter-sighted, you know? Like, that's like old news now, you know? So matching the sights is fine, but you don't need to match sights now. Wait 5-6 seconds, and then match sights. And then you'll have an extra 5-6 seconds to be able to abuse your sights that she doesn't have. Like right now, Sycamore's not getting out of sights, you're not getting out of sights. Instead, you can wait and have her get nothing out of her sights, but you get 5-6 seconds of benefit. Like right now, you pop sights. Now she's in trouble. Because now is where she would want to start peeking aggressively, and then you pop sights, and she's like, crap. Because her sights would be ending now, right? And you would still have half of your sights left. Still haven't placed your Venomine. I really want you to place your Venomine. Like, you know, here, probably? That would probably be a good spot for it. Where Genji's would probably wall climb up and try and, you know, shortcut. Very careful about... Okay, so this is another thing you gotta watch out for. I do not like this. You're, like, getting flustered a little bit. You're getting pushed a little bit, and look at what you do. You're walking this way. This is like, do you not see the problem here? You're okay. The ball's going away. You're getting healed. I do not want you walking out into the open when this happens. Right? Do you see the problem here? Focus. Focus. You're okay. This is a good position. I like this. Unfortunate. She knew where you were. That was not an excellent use of... I really don't like this grapple in general. This grapple is very much... Well, you tell me, Rab, why is this grapple... What is this grapple good for, and what is this grapple bad for? Not the grapple cooldown, but this position. You tell me. It's a good shot, yeah. What? Exactly, it's terrible against a Widow. This is a terrible spot for a Widow duel. This is great to kill squishies and tanks and stuff. Like, there's nothing they can do about this, right? So you got ahead of the game. You're like, oh, my Genji, we're killing people. I killed a Brig. We killed Genji. I'm just going to go ahead and go get really greedy when the Widow is still on the playing field. If the Widow is still on the playing field, this is still your priority, right? So deal with this first. So what you do instead, you've killed the Brig, your Genji is killing people, is just chill. Play hide and go seek. You know what I'm saying? I would probably come like here and maybe crouch peek this way, right? Right? Or you could even do a really fast flashy number. You could grapple across the floor, do a head roll. So you grapple across the floor, do a head roll, so you move your hitbox this way, and then peek like this, right? Then if she wants to come peek you, right, while you're shooting tanks, she has to like walk out into the open to do that, right? So basically, prioritize winning the duel here. Don't get ahead of the game, because you're way ahead of the game. Probably gonna be okay regardless. Ooh, maybe not. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you're like, oh, fight's won, I'm chill, but you're not chill, and now you're losing this fight. Do you understand what I'm saying, Rem? Again, why is this positioning solid for Rep? Very much. Thank you, Zinspar. Not enough. Probably true. Why is this a decent position? Anybody in chat? Exactly. It's just like you can easily deal with squishies, and the Widow has to walk out into the open to contest here. Kenji. Didn't get a lot done. You missed the shots that mattered. And that's that. Think of it this way. Look at your compositions right now. You're always going to be under more pressure than their widow, always. But if you survive and you play smart and you put out good pressure, then every time that their Winston or Ball or Genji fail to kill you, your tanks are going to kill them, right? They're running a dive comp. If you survive and you pressure their widow enough, then you're gonna win the fight, just neutral. So don't feel like their widow is doing like it's not fair. Their widow's under so much more pressure, or I'm under so much more pressure. Their widow, obviously yes, but your team, it's a trade-off, right? So just chill. We'll see how the rest of the things go. If you are really having a hard time though, sometimes it can be better to get off a widow. What counts as good pressure? Good pressure is just basically like, hey, I'm actually shooting tanks, I'm shooting supports, they're scared, they're all hiding behind this, I've got a good sight line. Like, think about this. Think about this right here. I don't want this to be like a complicated advanced subject that I'm gonna make a video on. What do you think, Misori Koi? Does this look like good pressure for a widow? Do you think this is good pressure for a widow right now? Hey, Studio. How's it going, brother? Yeah, this is great. Bubble's gonna break, and then they're gonna be in serious trouble. Yeah. What about this? Is this good? Whoops, that's forward. I want to go backwards. Do you think this is pretty good pressure right now? Yeah. What about the fight before? What do you think? Is this good pressure? Would you think you'd get good pressure from this positioning right here? Yeah, you have a good sight line. That's basically it. I can see enemies, and I can shoot them. And they're not all clumped up behind a shield in a space where I can't shoot them. Yeah, if you could shoot enemies, and it literally just comes down to, can I click their heads or not, then you're winning. Then you're putting out good pressure. If you can't see good enemies, if it's hard to see them behind a shield, like they're all in a choke, or you're being pressured constantly, then it's not good pressure. I don't want us to become a community where there's these complicated, really advanced concepts that we have to like solve. Just is you feeling good or is you feeling bad? That's it. It's not. Overwatch is not a complicated game. It's about just remembering the basics and applying common sense. Like right now, you're gonna have a real hard time. You're gonna have a real hard time. They're stuffing you out of space. This is where players generally swap off of Widow, and for good reason. But you're gonna have third to play for if nothing else. Yeah, like right now, they're pushing up. You're not respecting them pushing up. This is just a game sense error on your end. Yeah, exactly. If you got see now, they're monkeys over. They pressured you, they killed you, but now they're gonna pay for it. So. And you guys are somehow gonna still lose. Ah, you guys didn't nanoblade. Looks like. Yeah, don't overthink it. It's just scaring people as pressure. Again, right now, chat, who is attacking and who is defending? Essentially, right now. This may or may not be a trick question. Yeah, it does. It really does feel like blue team is attacking right now, right? Because red team has all the space. They're coming out of spawn doors. So Saika has an advantage. Why does he have an advantage? What is Saika's advantage right now? What is Saika's advantage right now? Can you guys tell me? What is his advantage? He's holding angle, so he was there first. But what else is his advantage? He's already set up, yep. But there's another advantage. There's more advantage. There's two advantages. More. He knows where he can come out. Yeah, he's already set. Again, he's already set up. Yes. Exactly. He knows where I am. He knows where you're going. And not only that, but in this particular instance, these are his advantages right now. These guys. Right now. They're pressuring you. They're scaring you. You're thinking about him. This guy doesn't have to think about anything at all right now. Hey, Cythera. I'm gonna try. I hope that's okay. Thanks for jumping in. Good to see you, mate. But yeah, just chill. You can shoot the Genji, shoot the ball, just chill. Now this, Scaripa. Thank you for the follow. Scaripa, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, might be the best flex support in all of Europe right now. I'm a little bit biased to Khan/IBTB because I've coached him, but Scaripa, who just followed me, and Khan are legit like, the two best flex supports in all of Europe, in my opinion. And I don't think it's even that close between those two. Like I think it's like Scaripa, Khan, and then I think everybody else is pretty heavy step below. Thank you for the follow, mate. Okay. So yeah, you just don't do anything. Don't peek this. Don't do anything. Chill. Once your team starts to pressure, team starts to take space, you can take a different angle, or you have a Orisa shield right here. Like I'm telling you this, I've scrimmed Kevster so many times, and this is what Kevster does. I'm gonna play really dirty. I'm gonna fight, like take really awkward. Like Kevster would do one of two things right now. I guarantee you. Kevster would AFK until he gets a Orisa shield, or Kevster would come around this way, and he would go for a shot like this. Why? Because nobody does this. This is stupid. This is weird, right? When you do stupid stuff and weird stuff, then like it's no longer a question. Like Kevster has good mechanics, but he does not have this unearthly, ridiculous mechanical god. He's just smarter than other players. Right now, and same thing, well, Ons is a very, the same thing, but Ons, I would say, is better mechanically than Kevster, at least from what I've seen. Right now, Kevster would just be standing behind shield. And guess what? You win duels like this. You're playing with your Orisa shield. What is Sycamore going to do about that? You miss your shot, but that's fine. Now, right now is where you can start to take angles. Why? Why can you now start to take angles, Rab? Or, like, is it easier for you to take angles now? Why are you not growing on Twitch? The way to grow in Twitch is to build your community outside of Twitch. I offered free VOD reviews for a year before I got over 10 viewers. Yeah, your tanks are occupied. Stuff is happening, okay? So Sycamore's got to look in a million different directions. He can't just pre-peek and stay AFK looking in one angle. So now stuff's happening. Not only that, but you also have more space that you're not just going to get instantly dove on by the Winston Hammond because they're being tied up too. Like right now, Winston can't just dive you with Bubble up here because Winston's dueling your Orisa, who's pressuring it. So the opportunities are lining up. Actually, unfortunately, he has sights again, though. This is a weird game. Like, there are a lot of times where it just feels like you don't have really opportunity to do anything, but I'm still seeing you make errors that you're not being punished for. For example, previous to this, where you're like, you need to change your angle here. I mean, this is okay, I guess. Like, you just either shoot tanks, or if you're playing for duel, go for the angle. But I think, like, okay, so actually, I want to talk about this, because this is a good point, because I almost said something really stupid. I almost made a coaching error. Chat, why is it not super necessary for Rab to go on an agreed angle here? Can you guys read the situation? So you guys are thinking of it outside of just the raw Widow 1v1, which is good. Because it doesn't have a lot to do with the raw Widow 1v1. Look at the compositions, guys. Look at the compositions. Does Rab really need to hard play to win the Widow duel here? Yeah. Exactly. You have Orisa Sigma. They have Ball Monkey, you know? Like, just Just shoot monkey. Shoot ball. Shoot threaten their supports. Like, don't stand in the same place. Take angles. Adjust your positioning. Otherwise, you should just be in McCree. But, yeah, you're fine. They have to kill you. If they don't kill you, they're not going to win. Or if they don't burst down a squishy, they're not going to win. So, right now, Sycamore is the one that really needs to swap. He should be on, Tracer or something like that. Like, he's going to have a hard time playing into this. Because remember, Widow beats double shield by taking angles around them, right? But where are her angles? Where are her angles? This is why it's oppressively hard to break this choke. So, all you really need to do is be aware of where Sycamore is, take angles, and just shoot tanks. You don't even need to kill the duel. Like, you used one ultimate there. One. Use Rally. They used Nano, they used Sights, and I think they used Mines. And they didn't get anything done. So just play it safe. Play it safe. This grapple's okay because you have a pretty good idea of where she's going to be, and she's probably not expecting to grapple. Ah! Sorry, chat. Dropped my mic. So always grapple when you know where they are and they don't know where you are. If you grapple and they know where you are and they don't know, and you don't know where they are, that's a bad grapple. So this is an okay grapple. Okay. This is fine. This is a good little angle you get here. They're not expecting you. You're just giving away your position, so back out. Change your angle. Monkey jumps. That's a nice little jump shot there. Use your shield. Yeah, that's bad. You overstay your welcome. And you lose your sights. You normally say that because Game is on the team with the shields instead of dive. He has more pressure to get picks. Exactly. It's way more hard with a team without shields. Yeah, that's actually unfortunate. That sucks. So your Genji and your DPS just fed. You fed and your Genji fed. And you're still going to get a pick. Because, Havana. And you waste flux. Poggers. This is fine. Don't stand in Widow LS, please. Oh, Widow's dead. Never mind, doesn't matter. Maybe change up your angle here a little bit too. So like you peek this every single time. Maybe you do this for a fight, or maybe you just use your Orisa shield for a fight, right? Maybe you go really, really aggressively here and hide, and then peek spawn really quick for like 1 or 2, and then you just grapple back. You're very predictable, very, very predictable. This isn't a bad position, just predictable. Your Sigma is shielding you. I think you must ask for that, which is great. I mean, there you go. Like, you being there isn't great, and it doesn't matter. I don't know why you're peeking this. She has sights. Also didn't use Venomine there either. Please don't re-peek that. Change your angle. Okay, it doesn't matter. You're just, again, Havana. Again, this is a good peek because, surprise, you know where they are, they don't know where you are. You've given away your position though, so be careful about re-peeking that. You guys have rallied a match, which is huge. I mean, stop. Why do you win this duel? He wasn't expecting you. He had no idea that you were there. You've been peeking downstairs a million times. He hears Blade. He's like, oh, they're backing off. And then you're just like, haha, just kidding. I actually respect the shots in the Genji. That's good. That's a great headshot in the ball. That's going to give you guys a lot of pressure. It's great. That's good stuff right there. Everything there was good. Good job changing your angles. It's a good grapple too. But right now, again, I repeat myself. Yes, he's given up. He's gone Tracer, as he should. You are so predictable with your peaks. Right now, it's less important because there's not somebody that will punish you for being predictable. But even just like with your offensive potential, they all know where to hide. They all know where you're going to be. Like, what if you just peek like right here with your Sigma Shield? Maybe you'll catch a Genji, As long as you save your grapple, you're gonna be okay. Now, obviously, you don't peek that aggressively later because you will get dove. But if you do it early, They won't be able to punish you because they'll be coming out of spawn. MJ055, thank you for the follow. Good shot. Still not a fan of it though. I mean, this is fine. I like this positioning. She can keep you in spawn, but like, she needs to make a play. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's very, very forgiving positioning for you. Like, third point Havana it's really hard to screw it up. Big things here. Well, okay, you tell me, Rap. You tell me, what are the overarching macro things that you want to be thinking about moving forward that from so far? What are the overarching things you want to be thinking about so far? I don't want me telling you. You tell me. In chat, you can chime in if you want to help offer some suggestions as well. Because half the time I forget stuff. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Ha! Baggins picking up on all my secrets. Oh no. Oh no, what have I created? It's alive! Keeping composition in mind, yeah. That definitely was important. Pro level players, yeah, it is cool. It's like, yeah, it's pretty scary. I remember my first GM game when I was like 3,500, something like that. First hitting the Masters, got queued into a GM game, top 500 game. Terrifying, man. Keep trying to keep cover while being pressured. Roll the coaching sphere together, yeah. Sycamore's contenders, yes. One of the, arguably, I'm not super familiar with EU contenders right now, but when I checked, he was top 2, I would say, in EU contenders in hits game. It's really good. At least at like point and shoot heroes. Do you remember what we talked about with the retaking space versus holding space and how that affects your positioning or how you're peaking? Do you remember that? Remember that on first when you were retaking? Do you remember that on third when you were retaking? Because I think that might be the most important one in terms of immediate application. Yeah, we did. We had a double sniper VOD. Sycamore, I don't remember. Maybe it was a Hanzo VOD versus Sycamore? I don't remember. And it was on Havana, too. Do you remember that, Rab? I want you to explain it to me as briefly as you can. When? Why? Yeah, right. Okay, so when, but why? So you got the when, but you need to know the why. You got the what, you got the when, but you need to know the why. Where, who, how, hair, the band, the who. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, exactly. Okay, excellent. All right, so you got it. Let's see what we do here. Sycamore back on the Widow. That's good. This is a good time peak. This is a good time peak. I like it. Genji's create a little bit of pressure. Your Orisa's spamming from here. They're backing off in rotation, and you peak them in rotation. Even though it's actually like they're like rotating from here to here. It's not even a big rotation, but man, that is when you get kills. That's when you dive, brawl. That's when spam wants to do this. Good stuff. Look at that! 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 You see that? You missed the shot, and I think there was a Sigma shield in the way, so it didn't really matter. But that was your window to kill Sycamore right there. This is good, smart stuff. I'm telling you, this is pretty smart. These are well-timed peaks from you so far. And you know where he's going, too. Now, I probably would have adjusted my positioning here. So once you took a shot at him, and he saw you, and he goes up the stairs. Now if you stay where you're at, you are at equal footing, right? Because he knows where you are, and you know where he is. So what I want you to do is you predict where he's going to go, and you adjust your positioning. So maybe what I would have done is I would have actually walked up here and peeked here, because it would have adjusted my sightline, and I could have used some shield as well. You call him out with something Genji to pressure him? Right, but remember, even if Genji pressures him, he might still hit the shot. So like right now, let's relook at this again. You've pressured him, he's taken the shot, he's heard the shot. Don't play here. Walk up to here, and now take the shot. From like a crouching position or something like that. Like any slight change, anything that you could do to throw him off, you take. And you're at an advantage in that fight. Genji does pressure him, that's good. Like right now, this is bad. This is bad. This is how you lose duels to somebody who's mechanically better than you. Right here. Not only because Sigma might shield out and he gets shielded, but he knows where you are, and you're taking a raw mechanical play. If I was Sycamore, if I was coaching Sycamore, I would be saying, don't take this peak, right? If I'm coaching you, I'm saying, don't take this peak. One of you guys needs to be the smarter player and not take this peak. Now, sometimes, if he's just so much confident that he's so much better than you are mechanically, he'll get away with this, right? But this isn't good training for either of you guys. And it's especially a problem for you because I know you're not as good as he is mechanically. I mean, Havana generally is pretty clean when it comes to compositions. Most people have a general idea of what's good here. You really need to change your positioning. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to Venomine this, please. And then you can do whatever you want. Nice. I mean, she has no idea you're there. I'm telling you, Rab, you're getting better. Maybe this was just a good game from you, but I'm liking a lot of the decisions that we're making. They're not perfect. You're making a lot of errors, but this is some good movement. So far this has been relatively fluid with what you're doing strategically. Don't re-peek. Great. Nice job. Drop, peek with shield. Peek the shield. Peek the shield. Unfortunate. Shield's broken. Ah! I'm liking this, man! Good stuff. You drop, you change your angle, and you use the shield. He doesn't have a chance. She has no idea where you are. Ah! For somebody, I'm telling you, like somebody that's seen your gameplay for a while, and somebody that can appreciate the minutia, this is smart. Good stuff, dude. Now change your angle. You need to move. You need to move. She knows exactly where to peek. She's outbraining you here. Be careful. She's outbraining you. Be careful. Remember, you're up a couple. Remember what happened last time when you were up a couple and you forgot about the Widow duel? Do you remember what happened? I know you know, but I want you to type it out and say it so you can be embarrassed again. I want it to be embedded in your brain. What happened when you forgot about the Widow duel when you're up a couple? I'm not super stacked right now, Josh. I'm streaming every day, so I'm relatively cranking through it. You lost a duel, lost a fight. Exactly. Chill. Change it. You should be on edge whenever you're up a couple, because you know that they're going to try, if the only way they win is by clutching, and they're going to do something absolutely insane. So right now, obviously you don't know where she's going to peek from, but you definitely don't stay in the same spot. You definitely should play here, or grapple across to here, because that way you're on equal footing. Neither of you knows where the other one is. Maybe not grapple across here, because you might still think she's here. That would be greedy. But definitely you want to be here, not here. Because she knows you're somewhere here. She would not expect you to be here. You're still looking for her on the right side. She's outbrained you so far. At least this fight. This is good. Don't take it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Risky, but not feeding. Okay. All right. I can respect it. If you get a pick there, with your spawn advantage, it means you can turn the fight. A little bit greedy, but it's a play. Sights are fine. That sight, the sights with Nano Blade is actually really helpful as well. So obviously I know it's not, you weren't doing that for that reason, but the sights timing is good. And there you go. Did nothing fancy. This is great. Widow's off the table. The enemy team has no dive or mobility whatsoever. There's nothing stopping you from staying right here. Brig is priority, obviously. And then just shoot people. Just stay here. You don't need to change your angle. Just keep shooting. Nice. Careful, Widow. Ooh. Nice. You got Sycamore on Tracer. Augers. Ooh, that's kind of scary. Yeah, I would not even scope. I would not even scope against a Nano Tracer. Like, I know you're like, oh, I'm gonna flick and not, but you just have to survive. Even if you headshot, fully charged headshot, if she's full HP, like, was she full HP? I think she was full HP, or close to full HP. No, she wasn't. Yeah, this would have killed her. Yeah, okay. I can see why you tried it, but risk versus reward. In that instance, simply staying alive probably would have been more valuable. Okay. Guys, in a Zarya combat, sweet. Yeah. So it was a high risk, high reward play. Not 100% sure, but nice. Again, had no idea you were there, so. Not that that was anything fancy, but sure. Hell, thank you for the follow. Is that another one of the Raspberry Racers superstars? Alright. Raspberry Racers, no coach, have changed their roster multiple times and still kick butt. In fact, I don't even know if you guys are aware. I don't want to give full credit to them because I don't know everything about every region, but Raspberry Racers were the first team that we scrimmed that heavily utilized the Brig armor pack pocketing a DPS. That has since then become broken in the meta, and multiple metas have followed. I don't know if you were part of Raspberry Racers then, but like Raspberry Racers were the first team that we scrimmed that I knew of anywhere that heavily utilized the Brig armor pack on Tracers and other DPS. That literally single-handedly shaped the meta. KSAA, Shockwave, yeah. They just signed Lethal, who I've obviously previously coached. Wayfast, who we just signed. So, yeah. You also played Brig with Rush? Oh, okay, so you and a TI, I guess, popularized it. Raspberry Races is like EU Team Doge, basically. Yeah. But I think, but less ego. I mean, I don't know you guys that well, but I don't get the impression of ego as much as I do with Team Doge. Okay, I don't want to coach Ashe. I think we've gone over enough. I assume that you're going to go Widow in third. Maybe? Maybe not. Widow's not amazing on third attack, but it's pretty good, so... Yeah, I don't want to coach your Ashe. Okay. Alright, Rap. So, I thought your attack was pretty smooth. Obviously, you guys didn't get a lot of value out of your Snowball. Your tanks struggled a lot. Your other DPS struggled a lot. I thought you, in particular, played relatively well on your attack. At least on Widow. I don't know how you played in Ashe. But your defense demonstrated a lot of issues that need to continue to be worked with. KSA is one of the best EU offense, period. I mean, he's in Overwatch League, so he's great. So you tell me, Rap, give me a couple of things that you're going to be working on, not just on practicing my cooldown usage, but like mentally, what is going to change? What is going to improve your gameplay? What you're going to ask me about your Ashe or going Widow? Because Widow is really bad on second attack. Like it's so hard to get space. Especially, like, Sycamore going Tracer basically just means that you can't play Widow. Like, that's it. Like, she's going to bully you out of it. Like, you have to take angles to retake, and you're going to get no angles because Tracer's going to, like, bully you every single time you step away from your tanks. This is mid-GM, 4.3, 4.4. The lobby is like 4.4-ish. Unpredictability... Knowing when to be unpredictable, you know. So keep up the good work with that. Properly peeking when attacking, when predictable. Yeah, I think. All right, and then what else? Yeah, I'll probably review Super Genji. Don't know. Being careful isn't descriptive enough. Who do you need to be watching out for? Or well, not who, but what do you need to be watching out for? It's not even just Widow. What does the enemy team want to do when they're down a bunch? Hero plays. Yes. They want to clutch. They want to clutch. Either it's a Widow, maybe the Tracer goes for one clip on you. They're going to go for you. I know when I'm playing Zen and I see that we're down 1 or 2 and we don't have any ults to turn it, I'm going to start flanking. I'm going to go for right clicks on the back line. Maybe I'm going to get killed, but maybe I'll trade, right? And then we have a good spawn advantage. See you, Baggins. Exactly. All right, Rab, do you have any questions? This overall was the best Widow VOD I think I've seen from you. Did Rab, who was the Widow I coached on Gibraltar? It wasn't you, was it? Does anybody in chat remember when I coached at Gibraltar? Widow? It was you. Okay. Night and day. Night and day. Again, I don't know if this was just a good game for you or what, but if that was you, night and day in terms of your overall Widow strategy. Still far from perfect, but I actively seeing you think about it more. It looks so much better. Yes, re-peaking the same sightline over and over and over again and just getting destroyed. Yeah. Yeah, Jet, that's the concept exactly. Yeah, so really good work. Like significant improvement from the last time that we reviewed from that Gibraltar VOD. Well done.